Hi everybody, thanks a lot for watching this video. Today I'm going to share with you my experience with the PMI Pilot Exam for the PMP certification. In general, PMI changes certification exams each 5 to 7 years in order to capture the best practices of project management across regions and industries. So, how did the story start? In general, I have one of my friends who always seek to improve ourselves and our expertise in the industries we're in. And we had the PMP certification in our mind for a long time, so we decided to go for it and register and take the exam. And after we registered shortly, we got an email from PMI stating that there will be a pilot exam and only 600 human beings across the world will be eligible to have the exam if they accept to submit the form for it. So me and my friend, we said it's quite a good, interesting idea to be one of the pioneers delivering this kind of exam and also being one of the leaders shaping the PMI certification for the coming 5 to 7 years. In addition to that, there was a very generous offer from PMI to get a free retest whenever we feel that we need it. So it was not an offer to let go. So, 2 tips from this story. First one, always have a friend who will push you to be a better version of yourself. So kudos to Mustafa. Second tip, it's always good to be a pioneer and to shape the future of one of the biggest industries in the world. So as all of the PMP candidates, we got the PIM book, which includes all of the project management practices across industries and regions. Also in the PIM book, there's an Agile Project Management appendix that we read. And as it was a small appendix, the value that we estimated for it in the exam was not big. Before the exam by 1 or 2 months, PMI had offered us a webinar to discuss how the exam is going to change and what would be the new exam content outline. So to summarize what change is going to be, so we're moving out of the project management focus over domains and knowledge areas to move into 3 main domains that will be covering all of the project management aspects. And the 3 domains would be Then we were offered by PMI an online simulation questions, which we thought that it's going to be similar to the exam. The questions were mainly MCQs and drag and drop questions. What was different about this online simulation was the scoring pattern for the questions. The scores were not 100% right or wrong questions. It was a kind of percentage depending on what choice you make. And this was very confusing to us. And this became a kind of struggle for us about how PMI is going to score us if the questions now are kind of not absolute right or wrong. So, the day of the exam, the day of the crumbling stomach. I woke up early in the day, prepared myself and went to the exam center. I signed all of my documents, I got everything ready. The exam duration is 4.5 hours, which is considered to be a kind of a long exam. But in general, I'm used to this type of exams because I have done my previous certification, which is CSCP from Apex for a supply chain, and it has a similar kind of setup and the same company for doing the exams. The exam. The exam is composed of 200 questions of MCQs, drag and drop matching style, and true and false questions. The exam was too long and there was no time for any kind of breaks. The questions require absolute focus as they are not straightforward. Also, one of the weird things that I found in the exam, that I didn't use any of the equations that I learned in the PIM book. Nothing at all, which was very shocking to me. The exam was focused on 2 main areas. First one is people management, so mainly situational questions. The second one was agile project management, and it had lots and lots of questions on it. The exam had nothing to do with the old PIM book structure at all. So, how did I find the exam? The exam in general, as I said, was focusing mainly on 2 segments or 2 parts: people management and agile project management. If I speak about people management, this is not a place for 100% right or wrong questions because it's different how we interact to situations based on our beliefs, our cultures, and our educational backgrounds and all of the things that impact us as human beings. And that's why I felt that it's tough for the PMI scoring team to assess the credible passing score for this kind of questions. I believe as well that having such a big number of situational people management questions is not the best indication for the project management industry. As for the second part, which is agile management, I think it's a very fascinating part of project management. But it is mainly dedicated for the IT solutions. Yes, other industries are acquiring it and they are trying to get the knowledge out of it. But still, it would be a struggle for all industries to acquire it fully. So, from my point of view, looking at the agile also being one of the main focus areas of the exam, it wouldn't be a great tool to assess the project management capabilities for the people taking the exam. One last thing before I go is that we were supposed to get the scores of the exam 2 months after we finished the exam by end of May. So all of the people I contacted with who took the exam, we were expecting this result to be by the end of May. And all of us we reached to PMI and they confirmed at the beginning of May that we will be getting our results by the end of May, even 2 days before the end of May. And then suddenly we got an email by the end of the month, exactly the last hour of the working day, saying that the exam results will be postponed till mid of June. To me, this kind of conflict from PMI about when we are going to get our scores is showing only one thing, that the scoring team from PMI is finding a difficulty to find a credible passing score for the assessment through this pilot model. Thanks a lot for listening to me and watching this video. I hope you would find it interesting. Talk to you soon. Bye.